There are roughly 6,500 languages currently in use.
I tried to do a spit
around
take.
the globe.
I tried to make it seem like I was amazed by that, but I'd already seen the notes.
But it is a little amazing to think there's that many people talking in different languages, and there's some overlap, but a lot of people, can't communicate.
Yeah, confusion.
There's a few thousand languages there that have just a few thousand people talking them.
You've been reading again.
But not really. By no means do we English speakers have the corner on descriptive or powerful words. Mm-mm. There are plenty of terms and words in other languages that we just don't have in our language, the English one.
Yes. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through some of these amazing words, but we're then going to give you what we think should be the English version so we can incorporate that into our English language, and hopefully Webster will get on board and put it in the dictionary.
That's right. Get ready, Webster's Dictionary, people. We're about to inject some words into the English vernacular.
Shout out to Webster! Okay, or Oxford, whoever's willing to take us.
Webster was a great television show.
Very good, unrelated.
Netflix that.
Here's the first word that I've heard, and if you are on the internet, you've probably heard this word before too. This is a German word called Schadenfreude.
I've heard it when talked about in this context.
Right. This is the feeling of pleasure derived by seeing another's misfortune. So when people see you vomit while you're eating things on this show and they laugh at you, they are experiencing Schadenfreude.
Really?
Think about it. You're going through something bad. I am sometimes too, and they get pleasure out of it.
Yeah, and you need a word that you can type in the comments when that happens.
How about this, Link? Embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. This is when you're basking in someone else's
Sure.
embarrassment. Hey, you know what? I love watching that Good Mythical Morning because I just sit there and embarrass all about Link.
But it's not that I'm embarrassed when I'm wretched.
But you're doing something embarrassing in general, and people are basking in it. And they're embarrassing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hey, man.
No, it's good.
Don't be Webster on me here.
It rolls off the tongue, and if it's not a little more pinpointed, I think it may be, but that's okay.
What you got, brother?
L'appel du vide. That is a French word.
Sounds French.
Literally means the call of the void. It basically captures the sensation of being in a high place and wanting to jump off. It's that instinctive urge that you have to leap off of a tall cliff or a tall building when you're up there. I can relate to this.
Really?
Yeah, on top of the Empire State Building. I don't think about throwing a penny off, I think about throwing myself off for a second. But then I get really scared because I feel like my body could jump off even though my mind doesn't want it to.
Yeah, it's like that Christina Aguilera
L'appel
song.
du vide.
L'appel du vide.
Is that the name of her song?
No, she's like, my body's saying yes and my mind is saying no.
So I think the English word for this should be crazy. But I'm gonna go with vertigo. Because it's a sensation similar to vertigo, but then if you act upon it, you're gonna be gone. Vertigo. I mean,
oh, that's stupid, man. But you know what? I support you. I support you because Webster's got to be on board.
You're
with
up there and you're like, hey man, let's jump off. It's like, no, dude.
You want to get vertigo?
You're experiencing vertigo.
Oh, it's something you experience.
I'm having nothing to do with this.
Yeah, you get vertigo out of here.
You want to jump out of that plane? You got vertigo, man. Snap out of it.
You got to vertigo do that all yourself.
Like move your head so it looks like I'm. Dude, you got vertigo. You got to snap out of it.
Oh, too many. Okay.
Do it to me. We'll add it in post. I got vertigo. Oh, okay.
You know what?
We got to work on our stuff work.
How about this one? Please. Culicino
Please.
is the next word. This is a Hungarian word that means the mark a cold glass leaves on a table. You know how that happens?
Yes.
You leave the cold glass on table and the condensation causes a little circular ring. Sometimes it turns into a permanent. Sometimes it's permanent, sometimes it's just condensation.
I got furniture that does that, man.
I got the perfect word for this. Residrink.
I like that.
Hey baby, I'm sorry. That new table we got, I left some Residrink on it. Sorry.
It makes total sense. It's the residue left.
You don't even have to explain.
Yeah,
people know it.
There's no need to
My
explain
kids
it.
always leaving Residrink everywhere.
Gosh.
Listen, Junior, if you leave any more Residrink on our tables, I'm gonna make you sleep in the park. We threaten our kids with making them sleep in the park because there's a park next to the house, and there's
shady characters.
Weird people out there at night.
Komoribi is a Japanese term for.
I thought you were just saying something to me.
Just like exponentizing your point.
Komoribi.
Exponentizing is also not a word.
Yes.
Komoribi is a Japanese term for the sunlight that makes its way through leaves of trees.
I've experienced this.
Now, there's the word dapple, which we've used sometimes where that is the pattern that the sunlight leaves on the ground.
That's pretty cool,
But
too.
I'm talking about the sunlight itself is what they call it. I think we should start calling this twinkularis. Because it kind of twinkles, and then I wanted to shout out to the George Clooney movie Solaris, which is a psychodrama set in the space station orbiting Solaris.
There's a lot.
I haven't seen the movie.
A lot of depth in that. Twinkularis.
Yeah, and now you think of that. You feel like you're orbiting the planet Solaris in a psychodrama.
Hey, honey, come inside. No. I'm enjoying the Twinkularis. Give me a couple of more minutes.
But twinkularis really does have a poetic ring to it.
It does. I like it.
So you can use it in poetry. For instance, strolling through the forest amidst the twinkularis, a bear comes through the shrubs, and boy, he sure did scare us. It kind of got fairy tale, like
wow.
Nursery rhyme
You
at
know
the
what?
end.
That
yeah.
ties in perfectly to my next word, which is an Indonesian word, jayus, meaning a joke so poorly told and so unfunny that one cannot help but laugh.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that.
Kind of like your poem, or like this joke. Hey, Link, how do you catch a squirrel?
You grab it.
No, you climb a tree and act like a nut.
You
know what I'm saying?
I laugh. See,
When somebody tells, how about this one?
what's the word for it?
Hey, what kind of shoes do ninjas wear?
I don't know.
Sneakers.
Oh, I should have known.
You know, somebody tells a joke like that, and you're just like, oh, I have to laugh because it's so unfunny.
So you did a JS. JS could work.
No.
You got something better than that?
Better than that. Unfungus. It's a tie-in, it's an homage to the word JS. It's got the us in it, but it's something that's unfunny. And it's like a fungus that infects the conversation, affects your brain. It's just like, don't invite Barney to the party because he's guilty of unfungus all the time. It's like he's got it growing on him.
Okay.
See how I'm using that?
I was very fixated on the fungus part,
And then
not the unfun.
And if he keeps doing it throughout the night, he's unfungi.
and that
unfungi?
And that in and of itself
unfungi.
isn't. You just did an unfungus. Yeah, you're doing a bunch of unfungus here.
Yeah, I'm just demonstrating.
Ilunga. Ilunga is a shiluba.
Okay.
Word.
I'm with you.
That's a Southwest Congo dialect.
Oh, sorry.
Shiluba. They say Ilunga. This is famous for its untranslatability. But I can translate it.
Okay, sure.
It's basically the stature of a person who is ready to forgive and forget a first abuse. Tolerated a second time, but then by a third time, nah, I'm not having anything to do with this. It's basically 3 strikes and you're out. Mm-hmm. You know, you got 3 chances. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, there's something about
shame in you and me.
And then there's a third time.
Yeah.
But it's let's just go with 3 strikes, you're out, because I'm calling this one the tri-strike. So when you've got, what's that term that you have for the
trifecta?
No, for the resi drink.
Resi drink.
It's like, kids, I should ground you for leaving this resi drink, but I'm gonna be tri-strike with you. Try to be tri-strike. And then the second time it's like,
not gonna like this one.
My tri-strike is wearing thin, kids.
So
and then the third time,
third strike,
and then the third time you're like, that's it, you've been tri-struck. And then you don't strike them.
Sounds like a military term.
I don't condone spanking.
Operation Tri-Strike.
It's more like you could ground them. You've been tri-struck with grounding.
I got to think about this.
Or timeout, depending on the age of the kid.
We got to try this one out, just normal conversation, and we'll go back to it. How about that?
I'm saying if you were my kid, I'd be using it all the time on you, but I'm going to use it on my kids, and you need not to be involved.
Well, let's try this one on for size.
Tri-struck.
Tingo. This is a word from the Eastern Island language of Papuans, or something like that. It is the act of taking objects one desires from the house of a friend by gradually borrowing all of them.
But it's like you get everything?
Eventually.
So it's
you borrow so many things that eventually all their belongings are at your house. This must be a thing on Easter Island. I don't know. I've never experienced this. But I've got a good English word for it.
Okay. Okay. Now that you've cleared your throat, what's the word? That's not English.
It is today.
I don't know what it is.
It's the sound of tingo. It's the sound of... And listen, and here's the beauty of it.
That's the sound of it. That's ridiculous.
Here's the beauty of it. We need these kinds of sounds in English. No. No, there can't be so much space in between the last two sentences. Yeah, you got it. Tingo. Hey, you were talking about tingo?
Yeah.
So-
Is it a verb?
I don't
Did
know.
you just me?
You can use it noun, verb, but here's the beauty of it.
Man, that neighbor of mine is every time I turn around, he's eating me.
No. When you get accused of it, like, well, hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing taking all my stuff? And you're just like, man, it's just.
Or in like a
And then
court
it-
of law.
What is your defense?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I bring before you a man who can't help but be a
Yes. All right.
I hope you've been taking notes, people, because
Please start using these.
your vernacular is now spectacular.
It's up to you. Please begin using these words and they'll get into the dictionary.
Rhyme time.
This is where one of us says a word and then you have to keep rhyming until the person cannot rhyme.
All right. Look at me or look at them.
Donut.
Cronut.
Zonut.
That ain't no word. You failed already. Hold up.
Hold up. Oh, well. You know what? Donut's great if you go second. Because cronut is the next one. But
Yeah, I
should've said, Hold up. Would hold up work?
Hold up. It would be. Yeah, a near rhyme, I would have counted it, I guess. But
Yeah. So
is there another one? Donut, cronut, hold up. Tire strut,
blow up.
snow cone,
No.
snow cone. If you sing, it starts to be. Okay.
Oh, zonut's a word.
It is not a word.
It is?
What are you Googling trying to help
What does
you
it
out?
mean?
It doesn't mean anything. Well, that's ironic because that's what we're doing.
Hold on, but zonut's a word.
Stevie is presenting words
I win.
that are English words. Having or appearing to have multiple zones in biology.
Zonut. Yeah, I know. I should have paid attention.
So Stevie is going to present just like that. She is going to present actual English words that she doesn't think we're going to know, and we're each going to give our definition and see who's right. So you got to speak loudly so you can be heard on this microphone.
This is on Vox.com. So the first word is
A gastopia. That's the wonderland associated with people who enjoy sniffing the passing of gas. One of these days, I'm going to go to Gastopia, and I'm going to sniff so many farts.
It's not gastopia. It's a gastopia, right? Which means
Yeah, there's many.
This
I'm going to
is
go to
people-
a Gastopia.
no. This is people who are incredibly surprised / offended, but it's perfect.
A Gastopia.
It's the perfect.
It's the place where people are always aghast.
No, it's not a place. This is a state where you have been perfectly offended and surprised at the same time. And that too.
The admiration of a particular part of someone's body.
I
Next.
really like your ears.
Bibble.
Bibble.
Bibble. Bibble. Bibble. You first, Brett. Bibble is a character in a really bad Barbie movie, straight to DVD.
Bibble.
You think I'm joking?
I think that this is. You can't be bibbling. You can't be googling Bibble. Bibble was the first projected name for the website Google. Hold on, you're right.
Bibble.
But that's not Barbie.
Bibble is a character in a straight to DVD Barbie movie.
That's not Barbie though. Hold on, how did you know that it was a character? Or did you just guess?
I've seen the movie about 100 times.
Oh, you're not joking. Oh, he's not joking.
Do I ever joke?
You have a daughter. I guess that's why you know this.
There's Barbie and Bibble. A little fun in the woods.
He's not joking. It sounded like a really insightful, fast joke.
Yeah,
like
I know.
that.
I should have just went with it.
Yeah.
All right, so what was it?
It's like a pet. Barbie's
Bibble is
pet.
like a gremlin type pet when Barbie was a fairy or something.
You know, Barbie did a lot of crazy things when she was a fairy.
Next one. So I'm winning.
Like befriended Bibbles.
Cabotage. That's something totally made up.
Cabotage or cabotage?
It's when you totally mess up a cabbage farmer's crop.
No, this is camouflage for hiding in cabbage. Hey, we're gonna be hunting
I get it.
today, but we gotta hide in the cabbage. I brought my cabotage.
Oh man, that Reginald, the cabbage farmer, man, he's done me wrong. I'm gonna totally destroy his crop. I'm gonna
Cabotage him? Yeah, but it's purple camouflage. It's like urban camo.
What is it?
Cabbage.
Who's right? Coastal navigation? Boring.
It should be a camouflage for hiding in cabbage.
Give us another one, Steven.
Arenaceous.
Arenaceous?
Spell it, please.
Please spell that one more time.
It's when you want to say the expletive, good gracious, but you're referring specifically to Aaron. So you're like, Arenaceous. That girl needs to get a college degree or a room.
I'm gonna try to just actually derive the meaning of this.
There's no way.
I think that it has to do with something auditory. It's a disorder. It's a disorder.
So you give up. What is it?
See how close I was?
Resembling a hedgehog. Arenaceous. You look like a hedgehog, girl.
You got a bad. You got a.
You get your arenaceous levels are off the charts today.
Okay. Did you know that Tyler Oakley has a hedgehog as a pet now that he's put him on his. You know about this? I don't know you could do that. It seems illegal.
Gentacular. Is this Urban Dictionary or Dictionary?
Could you spell that? Gentacular. Well, that definitely sounds like something like some girl named Jen is like, it's gonna be a gentacular evening, you know? Gentacular birthday party for Jen.
It's Jen. That's where you lost me because there's no Jen prefix in Latin. Gentacular.
Oh. It's people who like to eat raw foods?
It's people who like to eat foods and milk. Of or pertaining to breakfast. Gentacular. My gentacular leanings are of the cereal variety. Okay, next one.
Hold on, but before you get the next word.
Gentacular.
Do you ever hang out with anyone who will break out a word like this? I mean, I specifically try not to use words that I think the majority of people that I am with will not understand because it seems like something that is offensive. But then there are people who choose to use words that they know that some people there won't understand. I just feel like that's an unnecessary power play.
I'm particularly fond of I was gonna start using a bunch of big words and my mind went blank.
In writing, I think it's acceptable, but in conversation, I feel like it's not cool.
Skip it. Nudiastertion.
Nudiastertion. Wow.
Nudiastertion.
This is a naked crawfish. Which I guess is all crawfish.
Nudiastation.
No, nudiastertion, man.
No, this is a naked alien being from the future.
Nudiastertian?
What is it?
The day before yesterday. Well, it's about the same number of syllables, I
The
guess.
day before yesterday? Nudiastertian?
I call that double yesterday.
Day before yesterday. Double yesterday.
Double yesterday, man. You know? Triple yesterday, quadruple yesterday, you just keep on going. What's wrong with that?
All right, so this is for the win. Last one.
You're up 1-0. This is all or nothing.
Oh, choir. I know what that is. Quire. It's a.
Well, if you require something or you acquire something, this is a misspelling of the word choir. That's what this
No,
is.
this is
Have.
this is
To
a
have.
this is a it no it a choir is a it's a bolt.
Something you have in your possession.
It's like a bolt. Like a bolt, like you got a nut and a bolt.
And acquire.
Like get the wrap the nut in a choir
2 dozen sheets of paper. I require a choir.
of paper.
And I'm going to disperse it to the choir that's 12 people. And they each have their own
It's
sheet.
kind of like how many pieces?
We
is
did
that?
a show double yesterday.
24 sheets of paper is a choir.
Oh, 24, I said 12.
Like a cord of wood or a quire of paper.